Okay. So, welcome to another brand new episode of Live Forex Trading, the London session with your host, Appealing Mindset, and all the team. So, welcome. So, all my friends are showing up. Good morning. Good morning to Red. Good morning to IR. I hope you guys are doing well. And we are going to kick it off. So, we are going to look at gold and we're going to look at pound yen today. And we're going to see if we're going to take any sort of opportunities here. The market in gold is quite appealing. So I was doing some back testing before, and man, oh man, can we get some buys in gold? So we are just waiting. Checking the system if it's up and running. If it's running, that'll be perfect. That will be perfect. So just give me a second. Okay. Just checking the sound. Sound seems okay. And let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Okie dokie. Give me a second, and we are gonna jump in our trades right away. 100%. 100%. All right, so let's start from pound yen here. Let's start from pound yen. So looking at pound yen right now, let's start from the daily candle. So yesterday's daily candle. All right, so yesterday's daily candle closed with a very small body and a rejection from both of the sides. So this seems almost like a doji body on the daily candle. So we are not sure if the candles are trying to reject the top side, because if you look at the wick, yesterday's daily candle's wick is lower than the other daily candle, right? So we have to see some sort of rejection on the top for the pound yen to further continue up. So that's my anticipation. If we're going to see some sort of continuation up, man, we have to see price breaking at least 153,800 for any sort of buys. So that's going to be my bias here. So for buys, I'm still waiting for this level. For sells, maybe any sort of hourly close below 153,500 will be a good idea. So if you look at just the 4-hour, all right, let's see. My friend says almost just I took GA trade. Glad I had some patience. Love that rejection. Okay, we're gonna see that. And looking at the 4-hour, let me annotate for you guys here. So all right, the Cebu Chandran says then it'll be easy to 155. That's correct. So for the buys, you have to wait because we are definitely in a range and we don't want to trade in range. So looking at the 4-hour, 153,500 is also a key level to keep in mind for any sort of sell, because obviously sells are cleaner below 153,500 and eventually 153,300 and below, right? That sells better. But you know what? This 153,500 level has been acting out. If you look at this, if you look at the candles started breaking that level once, couldn't break. Now, couldn't close below. Did try breaking, but couldn't close below. So candle tried 2 more times, breaking and closing. Couldn't close below 153,500 levels. So that's very important. Tried one more time, couldn't. Right? So tried another time, went all the way down, did break that level eventually, but couldn't close. So tried another time. So definitely 153,500 is a key level. That's how we figure out that, you know what, 153,500 is a key level. So we have to wait for any sort of higher confirmation. So that will be a candle close below 153,500. For sells below, feeling the wick and eventually dropping down. So that will be my bias in GJ for sells. I would want to see candles closing below 153,500. That's my go-to kind of setup in GJ. For buys, man, I would eventually want to see candles closing above 153,980, then starting to head up. So let's see what happens. Obviously, 4 hour isn't a huge range. It's just ranging. Previous 4 hour did reject the bottom bit of the range. So if this was the bottom bit of the range, 4 hour, previous 4 hour did reject it, but closed bearish. So nothing much fascinating here. May's second week has been just consolidation and nothing. In London session, almost as if no volume. So obviously we know that it's the algorithms in the markets not going to be same throughout the year, right? We definitely know this. So throughout the month too, they obviously change the algorithm so the markets behave in different sort of way. So we have to be careful and not just expect similar sort of volume move every day. So we just staying calm and trying to see a similar market structure, and let's see what happens. So this channel right here, these two channels, why I've drawn this channel? Just to assist my eyes, right? There's nothing rocket science behind this channel. I've backtested some of my pairs with this channel sort of analogy, and if the price is actually coming back in the channel, it has to sort of reject it. Eventually, if we are getting some sort of sell or buy, the price has to bounce off of this channel and start heading off to 153.980 level. Or if there's any sort of sell, it has to respect this resistance or even this channel's high. So if it's going to reject this channel's bit, the top bit, the high, eventually we may drop down. So I'm just going to wait. We are in this range. So I would eventually wait for the candle break. For now, there's nothing that could attract my eyes. So the hourly has 31 more minutes left for its close across, all of the pairs. So let's see how it's going to react, right? Eventually, we may get a breakdown. Until then, we are just waiting. The price is just ranging, collecting orders eventually. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, across gold, across pound yen, there's nothing much happening. It's just ranging, coming back to its range, and nothing pretty. So we have to wait for the volume. So if you actually go into Forex Factory, you can definitely see what calendar events are happening today. And looks like today is today we have a medium impact news, a prelim GDP, a quarterly release. So if this is going to impact pound yen in any sort of way, we will see. We will definitely see. So looks like they are expecting a bad GDP preliminary quarterly release. So let's see what happens. Is that going to affect market in any sort of way? We have to wait and see. All right, so today Bailey is about to speak around just before pre-New York. Bailey is about to speak. So maybe that's going to induce some sort of volume in the market. And obviously we have core CPI and CPI news in USD. So hopefully that could induce some sort of volume in the market and start pushing the market in some sort of direction. If you go into the market, you can definitely see what session we are in or what sessions are going to what sessions are coming to an end. So the Sydney market is going to close in the next 28 minute. So maybe that's going to induce some volume. So we're going to keep an eye open for this next 28 to 35 minutes and see if there's any volume coming in. All right, so the question is, do we want to take sell on GA if we break previous 15-minute low? It's a very nice range. Let's see. So my friend is looking into GA. Okay, so GA, man, it's actually in this. It actually broke above the range and closed above. There's a higher confirmation for the structure seems bullish, so there could be buys coming in GA. Any sell here would be an earlier sell, at least for me. So for GA to go down, man, I will have to see some sort of hourly resistance. Okay, if you look at the top, definitely the hourly candle has made some sort of resistance, but doesn't look like a solid resistance here. So I would not try to take any sort of sell here. I will not try to take any sort of sell there. Obviously, this 4-hour candle going down, making it a lower wick, could be just this candle grabbing its liquidity before heading up. So if it's actually grabbing its liquidity before it's going to head up, we have to be careful there. Very careful there. Because definitely there is cleaner range on the left-hand side on GA. The structure is bullish, so that's something to keep eyes open for. So let's see if I can fix this. Gray, that's good. That's good. So that could be the final target if GA is going to push up. The 4-hour could be grabbing its liquidity because it has actually broken above and closed above this 4-hour rejection point, which is very interesting because 4-hour candle close is a strong suggestion, right? Is a strong confirmation. So if this structure seems like a bullish structure, man, I wouldn't look to take any sell here. I have to wait. I have to wait and see if there's any volume coming in, and we will see what happens. So the current 1-hour candle here in GA has 26 more minutes left for its close. So it's actually rejecting the bottom side. It's still bearish. We have to wait for the close and see if we can take any sort of buys here in GA. Any sort of buys in GA. Any sort of buys in GA. It is very interesting, this idea. If you look at this, the candles moved up with volume in the Asian and Sydney session, right? Candles moved up. So what happens is, if the candles are planning to move further up, it has to consolidate, collect its orders, and create some sort of support, then start moving further up. So if it's going to move up, we have to wait for the volume to be on our side, and that way we can eventually take buys, right? So let's see on the traffic on the left-hand side if there's any earlier rejection points or any earlier cautions we have to take. Let's see. So looking at here, so this could be a 30-minute resistance, which is only 20 pips away. So that's something interesting. Let's see. Very interesting. That's something to look out for. In 30-minute, definitely we get traffic, detailed traffic on the left-hand side. And looks like there is a closer rejection point. So I have to be careful for buys too. But if the volume is going to kick in, man, definitely the structure is bullish. So if there's no correction happening, and if there's volume coming in, definitely we can get some sort of buy in GA. Definitely. 13 pips from the high, breaking the high, and eventually 50 pips. So the range looks okay. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, moving into gold one more time. 23 minutes left for this hour, a 30-minute candle, hourly candle to close in gold. Interesting. So these lines, the channels in my chart is just to assist my eyes, right? So this there is no rocket science behind it. So we have to be careful. Guys in YouTube especially. So the notation on my chart are just to help me, right? Assist my eyes. There's nothing rocket science here. This is just a channel where the price has been tapping in and out from. So we'll be curious to see if price actually respects this channel and starts heading further up. because I want to see price in gold moving up. So let's see what happens. Anuj, do you measure pips with the ruler tool on TradingView? True. So on TradingView, there is a tool called ruler tool or measure tool. So you can actually use it with just a click of shift on your keyboard. I actually don't bother to go here, right? I don't want to go here and click it and come back to my chart and click. So what I do is I just press my shift button on my keyboard, press the shift button, and I just click and just measure. And shift, click, and measure. So that helps me a lot. There's a shortcut for it. So that's good. Good thing about TradingView. In our trading terminal, for example, in my MT5, I have to click Control F for that crosshair, the measuring tool, and yeah, so that takes me a long time. In terminal, it's the Control F. That's this shortcut button, and on the YouTube, it's the on the TradingView, it's the shift button that you can use. So let's see what's going to happen here. Is gold rejecting that gray area to further move down? I want to see some sort of correction in this Tokyo drop. If London market could correct this Tokyo drop with the volume, we could. So these targets, target 1, target 2, target 3, are like my long-term targets on gold. So that's sort of like my back test. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in gold. Eventually, if we're going to get some sort of push in gold on the upside, that'll be beautiful. Because obviously this 4-hour has rejected the downside. So let's see what's going to happen. It has respected this 4-hour support that was in the NYSE. So it's respecting the NYSE's support. If the momentum in gold to further continue up is still there, if the price is just collecting its order liquidity to further move up, it does support our analogy, right? So if this push up is going to happen one more time, these orders happening right now, these candle prints happening right now, could be just a exhaust. So if the candles are exhausting, man, we could definitely get some sort of push like this. So I'm just waiting for that. And obviously we have CPI and core CPI news today. So that's something to look out for. So if we can get some sort of push momentum in gold, that'll be beautiful. Let's see how the CPI news is expected. All right, so they're expecting bad numbers in CPI too. So eventually, if the numbers are the forecast or the actual number is less like the forecast, man, technically gold should be pumping up. If the numbers are bad, gold should be pumping up. But that's happening in New York session. So gotta wait. All right, so the Sydney market is coming in close in the next 19 minutes. Are we going to get any sort of push in 19 minutes? Are we going to see some sort of push in 19 minutes? 19 minutes. 19 minutes. Interesting. $19 minutes. What's going to happen? Is gold going to move down or what's happening? What is happening? What is happening? Okay, let's go to pound yen one more time. So pound yen is in a consolidation still. So we are just waiting for candles to close below 153.500 at least. So candles have to stop flipping in our direction. I'm not going to put any sort of trade in this range. I want to stay away from this range and see how the price is going to react around this channel. If it could potentially reject this channel, we could start heading down, but I'm just going to wait here. Set up my alarm, and once I start getting alarms on my phone, man, that'll be good. That would definitely be good. So, yep, one alarm set. 2 alarms set. Interesting, isn't it? Price has been ranging. The market looks very dangerous to get into. So I have to pull out any sort of trade. Just don't put in any sort of trade. Stay conservative. Wait for a better structure. That's gonna be my best advice. Just wait for a better structure. Well, I'm gonna wait for a better structure. That's for sure. That's for sure. The daily candle in GJ is still bullish. Yesterday's daily candle closed almost sort of a dodgy candle. The body is so small, and there's a rejection on both of the sides. There's like a 40 pips rejection on the top, and a 40 pip, yep, in about 40 pips rejection on the bottom. So, man, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful, because if we are gonna get some sort of sales in future in GJ, man, have to wait for the candles to close below these ranges, eventually below these levels, and we can hit the targets on the downside. But I'm just gonna wait, man. I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, straight ranging pattern in 2 hours. Just straight ranging pattern. Nothing. Oh, GG is a flag pattern? Oh, I'm not sure. What sort of flag pattern is it? Have to wait for the candles to print in our direction. Interesting. Do you host your stream until Luke starts, or do you continue after he has started? I actually continue even if he has started, because I have a small YouTube community at the side that I just recently started, and I'm helping guys on the YouTube for free. So it's sort of like building a small YouTube community at the side. So it'll be a rude case if I go into Luke's stream and start another YouTube stream on the side with his content, you know. So basically, just trying to work with some of my friends here who come here often, and also help the YouTube community. So that's what the plan is. So this is going to continue, and you're always welcome here, Reggie. If you like to just hop in, you know. For now, we're just looking into charts and relaxing. So after some time, obviously, we're gonna have the mics unmuted and guys discussing some ideas. Until then, we are just staying calm, waiting for some sort of volume in the market. And we call out trades. We have been calling out quality trades. We have been waiting through the crazy markets. So let's see what happens. Good morning, Ricardo. Hope you're doing well. My mate's here. That's good. So you are always welcome. Welcome here in the stream. Alrighty. So GA still waiting. GA still waiting. That's good. And we are just waiting. Bum, 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 bum. GA. And we have gold here. Oh, sounds good. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Richie. Thank you, my mate. I'm really sorry about all those scribbles and notation on the charts, guys, but I'm willing to keep these notations because these are sort of like my live back test. So let's see. I'm actually backtesting a few of the stuffs in technical stuffs in gold, which is very interesting. If it works out in long term, that I'll be really happy to share it with you guys. So Kennedy and Bugwa is here in the YouTube. Good morning, peeling mindset. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Kennedy. Good morning, and I hope you're doing well. I hope you are doing well. So let's see here. Gold 4 hour is bearish right now. So the previous 4 hour did close bearish, but eventually it actually rejected this bottom side. So that's very interesting, right? So is this current 4 hour going to do something similar, or what's happening here? What is happening? Have to be careful because this in gold in 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour is definitely a ranging area. If the price is trying to leave that area, there could be sells, but I'm just staying caution here, man. 100% caution. So let's see. Eventually, I want to see buys in gold. So for the buys to play out, I know that candles have to grab its liquidity. Definitely have to grab its liquidity before it starts heading up. So we will see. We will see if we can take any sort of trade. So in the next 10 minutes, we will see how this hourly candle closes, and we will then start building our buys. But eventually, I want to see some sort of buys, man. Eventually, some sort of buys. Some sort of buys. Alrighty. Waiting for the volume to kick in. Waiting for the volume to kick in. Two hour. Okay. Still ranging in pound yen. Pound yen is still ranging. Waiting for the candles to close below 153,500 level. So that'll be something interesting. So I can actually erase this here. Let's see. That would be good. Very interesting. Very interesting here. Are we going to get some sort of push on the upside in GA to hit these targets? Alrighty. Okay, slowly but surely candles are moving up in GA. Very interesting here. Very interesting. 8 more minutes left. Okay, 13 pips of range and 50 pips of range on the top. That's kind of interesting. Okay, 5 minute looks like it's a range. So eventually, if the price is actually going to move up, this 5 minute range has to be broken somewhere, either above or below. If the price is willing to go up, if it's going to break above, maybe one more retest around the break. So if this could be a 5 minute range right here, if the price is going to break above, if it's actually going to break above like this, if it's going to break above, close somewhere there, and we could get a retest, and on the break of that high, we could definitely see some sort of chances for buys. So let's see what happens. What happens? Or is it going to break low? And it's going to close and retest and then start heading low. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Very interesting. Very interesting. The structure definitely in GA seems like a bullish structure. No doubt on it. Definitely a bullish structure. Price has been moving up since the Tokyo session. So one interesting thing is if the price pump from the Tokyo is going to be corrected, is it going to happen now or after London Open? So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Because we want to be on the side, on volumes side, right? We always want to be on the volumes side. So let's see what's going to happen here, what the market is bringing for us. We're going to see it in the next 5 minutes. GA seems very interesting. All right, so that line is actually disturbing. Can I save it somewhere? Okay, save all transfer symbols and editors for your layout. Make a copy, new chart layout, make a copy. Okay, we can't make a copy. That's fine. Should be okay. We can manage. So in the 5 minute, next 5 minutes, we're going to know if this gold candle is grabbing its liquidity on the downside to further move up back in the channel, or is it going to reject? Let's see. What is happening in gold? We definitely need some sort of volume in the market. Definitely need some sort of volume in the market. Okay. GJ is still hanging around there. GJ is still hanging around there. GJ. I sat in during pre-Asian and Asian session and there was no volume at all. Consolidate the entire session. Fingers crossed for London. Oh, yay, man. Yeah, more than likely we could. So two things can happen. Either it can initiate some sort of volume in some sort of direction in London, or it's going to just stay playing out like this until Bailey speaks, or we have CPI news and some sort of volume is going to be induced in the market. Man, definitely would love to see some sort of volume. For some reason, there has been no volume in London. Oh, yeah, sure. So this is the thing, right? So London, all of the moves are algorithms in the whatever the market makers are using, right? Whatever the market makers are using, the algorithms in and around the session definitely changes. The volume in London session, it could be very high some part of the month, and sometime it could be very low, just exhausting like this. And which is logical too for the candles to just exhaust because it wants to decide to change the market's direction in some sort of way, right? So looking at pound yen, the exhaust does make sense because the candle's been bullishing up for some time. And if you look at the targets on the downside, we do have gaps. And a lot of targets on the downside, right? So we have to see some sort of exhaustion in the candles to see a change in the market's direction. So if we're going to see a change in the market's direction, the exhaustion does make sense. It definitely makes sense, right? So that's the thing about exhaustion. But man, for retail traders like us, hunting a specific session, it is a bad mood. It is a bad mood. All right, so looking at the current 4-hour in GJ, look at this. So we are still in the range, but the candle's wick definitely tells us some sort of story, right? So if this current 4-hour candle has grabbed its liquidity on the top before it moves down, technically, it's making sense. But we have to see volume again. If there's no volume, the bias, the technicals doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It's just exhausting. So we have to see candles break in some sort of direction. Definitely. Let's see. All right, so the hourly, the 2-hour also seems as if it's grabbed its liquidity from the top. And the hourly has, and the 2-hour had its wick on the left-hand side to fill. So, man, we have to see. We're definitely taking no trades here and doing our best to see what the wicks and the candle bodies are telling us. So, just relaxing. Good morning, all. Good morning, Jamil. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. It looks like everything is ranging. Sorry about that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, let's go into 1 minute. And let's do this. Let's do that right here. And let's do this. Can I actually hide this just for the session? Because we don't need it absolutely. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, something's wrong. 2, 3. Can we group it and hide it? Can we hide that for now? Oh, we can. That's good. So if I do this, is it good now anymore? Hide drawings indicators. Interesting. Very interesting. Anyways. So let's look at GA one more time. So GA has a bullish structure. The current 1 hour is bullish and is heading up. So potentially, if this was a bullish intention in GA and this was a higher low being created, this could be further retested and we could get a move on the upside. So we're just waiting. How long have you been trading? I've been trading for a total of 3.5 years now. 3.5, 4 years, something like that. So I got to know the idea of trading when I was it's like many years back, but was not so interested in it because the idea seemed so complicated at that time, and eventually got into it. Some of my peers were doing it, and we shared ideas, and definitely after some time, met some of the world-class mentors, and started learning in the pace of a rocket, man. After that, just rocket launch, boom. So that helped me a lot. Great, a little over a year for myself. Oh, that's good. It's good that you're showing up in the streams, you know. It's definitely a support. For me, it's definitely a support. You guys showing up here and involving yourself, you know, engaging me and the team. So it's a great support seeing you guys here. And it's a great thing that you're showing up. So if you show up every time, you know, consistently, maybe you will be successful in the next coming years because you're showing up consistently. So what do we have here in the YouTube? Kennedy Mbugua says, "Are you in trade in GA?" No, I'm just waiting for some sort of support to form, and then I will see what I can do. So can you please do analysis on GA? I am a simple man. I see peeling months streaming and press like. Oh, thank you, Selfaraj. Thank you, my man. All right, so the 4-hour is still bearish. It has 2 hours and 56 minutes left for its close. So the Sydney market has closed. That's interesting. 3 minutes ago, Sydney market has closed. So is that going to induce some sort of volume in the market? I'll be interested to see some sort of volume in the market coming in the next few minutes, because we are definitely in the pre-London now, and the London market is going to open up in the next 56 minutes. So Sydney market, is it going to induce some sort of volume in the market? Let's see. Let's see if we can take anything in the market. But definitely on GA, buys do look probable. For any sort of buys, you have to wait. Have to wait. Okay. As I said, on a 5-minute, if you look at the 5-minute, you can definitely see that, you know what, this is a 5-minute range right here. So if the price is willing to leave this range and is trying to move up, it has to break above these this high here and eventually close. If it's going to break that high and close, and then the next candle could retest this level, then we could get a further continuation up. We can definitely get that. So buys do look probable. We just have to wait. Just have to wait. Thank you, Jamil, my friend. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for the support. Okay, so if anybody has any sort of question as we are waiting, just shoot me the question and we can definitely try and discuss the ideas. So we get paid to wait. That's correct, IR. Definitely correct. We get paid to wait. So there's no rush in any sort of trade. You know, market is not looking so well. So it's better to wait. To be honest, it's better to wait. It's better to wait. All right. So the structure in GA definitely looks bullish, but the candles are printing some sort of resistance on the top. So we have to see this candle in 30-minute, in 15-minute, in 5-minute range to break above that range and retest this range one more time, reject it, then start further heading up. We do have a cleaner range on the top in GA, so that's interesting. That's very interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my alarm. I'm going to set my alert and alarms, and once we see those levels happening, we can definitely discuss some of the positions here. On GA, buys do look probable. Just have to wait. Just have to wait. On gold, wow. We're trying to come back in the channel in gold here. Are we going to get any sort of buys in gold? Are we going to get any sort of buys in gold? Interesting. Very interesting here. Interesting. Wow. The 5-minute did close back in the channel. So that's interesting. That's very interesting here. Very interesting. Okay, and from 1831, 510. Okay. And 1831. Okay. So 1831. Interesting. Okay, so GA hourly is still hanging around there. So the previous hourly seems like it actually rejected this price level. So if this is making some sort of higher low, we can get a push up, but we have to wait for a volume. So when is the volume going to show up? Is there any volume coming in London session? What's happening? What is happening? So for some sort of sell, right? Obviously, the structure may seem bullish, but for any sort of short-term sell, let's see what can we pull off here. What looks more probable? Alrighty. And okay, so the range on the downside, it looks good too. It definitely looks good. So if there could be any candle close below this support, maybe a 15-minute candle to start with. If there's 15-minute candle closing below this level, this 181.035 level, then there could be sales too. But we have to see a candle close for any short-term sell. For any sort of counter trade, so the idea would be securing any profit as fast as we get it and managing the position on the go, right? So that's the idea with counter trade. And not many people recommend trading with the idea of counter trade. So you have to be on the go for any sort of counter trade sort of trade. So we're just waiting here. For now, there's no volume in GA. GA is just ranging. So we have to see some sort of price movement in any direction. So let's just wait. Let's just wait and see. All right, so if anybody has any sort of question, this is the right time to ask for it because the market's doing nothing. There's no action in the market, just waiting with alert. That's it. Just waiting with alert. waiting and waiting with alerts. That's all. All right, so the prices here in instrument across pound yen, gold, pound AUD, just ranging. Nothing happening here. Nothing happening at this point in time. All right, so the 1 hour candle in GA seems as if it has rejected the top bid, rejected this resistance. And if we could get some sort of continuation off, so we could get some sort of continuation down, and we could get any candle close below 181.035 level, that could be a confirmation on our side. That could be a confirmation to add to our trade. So I am just waiting here. So even if the structure seems as if a bullish structure in GA, it could be a logical case to see any candle close below 181.035 level for any sort of sell. But that again is a counter trade, so have to be very mindful about it. Are we going to get any volume in the next 5 to 10 minutes? What's happening? Are we going to break down? Interesting. So the previous 30 minutes low has been broken here. It's very interesting. And so the current 30-minute does have that liquidity grab wick on the top too. So potentially any candle close below 181.035 could be a better confirmation for sell. On a 15-minute, the range on the downside does look cleaner, so have to wait and see. Have to wait and see. So if this candle, so have to be careful, because if this candle did a rejection like this, more than likely the current candle could do something similar. So if the current candle is going to do something similar to this, a longer wick on the top, which is, again, finally good, because it's just rejecting it, right? So it's just rejecting this vicinity. So if that's actually happening, a longer wick on the top of the current 15-minute, current 30-minute candle does make sense for any sort of short-term sell. We are building up bias, and we are building up our complement. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. But for now, definitely I see some sort of short-term sales. Definitely. IR says, what are your thoughts on Magic Keys? Man, I would love to put my hands on it. I would definitely get it at the end of May. I don't have it right now, but I do love the idea about Magic Keys. It's just amazing. It's amazing how Raja and his team has evolved. They have managed to make something like that. You know, it's amazing. It's a dream come true. So I would love to put my hands on it. Magic Keys. Because look at this, right? I do know how to run my terminal. This is the thing, right? I do know how to run my terminal, and I'm actually fast running with my terminal. I'm very fast. If I have to sort of like close partials, I know it. If I have to do this or that, I have to open up a dynamic position. It helps me to cut down losses, secure profits, blah, blah, blah. But Magic Keys is something else, man. I would love to own it. It's just amazing. Even if I'm fast with running my terminal, Magic Keys is something else. It's amazing. Yep, just waiting with my alert here. Oh. Waiting and waiting. Wow. Gold's pushing up. Wow. Man. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Gold is gonna move up. It's actually gonna move up, man. It's gonna hit those targets on the top 100%. Move on gold. My friend created the app. Oh, is it? Jamil, that's good. It'll be nice to explore that too, Jamil. All right, watch this. So the gold, there's a higher chance gold could actually continue further up. It can actually correct this push from the Tokyo session. So there's a higher chance it can actually move up. So I'm in a situation here. Should I focus on GBPAUD or gold? I'm confused now. Confused, not confused. Just waiting. Just waiting. All right, so the gold is definitely going to move up. Definitely going to move up. It's back in the channel. Oh, okay. Trading assistant. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, so the price in gold has come back in the channel. There's a higher chance the price could actually further move up. It has a higher chance of further moving up. So that's very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so the pound AUD is dropping as well. Okay, interesting. And it's moving with volume, great volume too. So the previous hourly has broken the previous hourly's low. So which is good. So the current hourly actually has broken the previous hourly's low, and the 30 minutes seems as if it's moving down with great volume too. So the hourly has 39 more minutes left for its close. I'm just waiting for some sort of candle close here. That way I have more confidence with my bias. I think it's going to move down with great volume, to be honest, because it's actually bullishing, it's bearishing down. So how do I execute on it? Okay. Let's wait for 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. Because if we're going to go down, we will definitely get the push. Definitely get the push. Maybe one point to execute was on the break of this support. But that's, again, an impulsive idea, you know. And I am not really interested in taking any impulsive ideas today. But any candle close below this area is going to support my bias, 100%. And looks like it's going to fall down. Looks like it's going to fall down too. So just waiting at this point in time, just waiting, and that'll be good. If the candles start pushing down, that'll be good. That will be good. That could be very good. Okay. Let's see. 2 more minutes. Wow. It's moving with volume, high volume, high volume. That's for sure. 180,600. Wow. 180,600. Let's just wait and see. Okay. So I'm getting alerts and alerts. Alerts and alerts. Let's see. Let's just wait and see. So Kennedy here says, gold close above 15-minute resistance. Do you think it will work? How do you set your targets, bro? How do you customize rectangle tools? All right, so you got to play with your terminal or play with Tradingview more. That way you can definitely learn how to customize things. So looking at gold, okay, interesting. I am interested in gold and GBPAUD. So look at this. So the channel, when the price started heading inside the channel after this 5-minute close inside the channel, there was a higher chance that the price could actually head all the way up. So it's actually bullishing up, and there's a higher chance it could actually hit 1833 and 1833 500 level. So after that, definitely, if there's going to be any retracement, I got to be careful managing risk, managing the position. But definitely, gold's going to move up, man. I think a trade in gold would have been a buy on the break of the previous 5 minutes high. That could have been a position there. That could have been a position there. But for now, there's nothing. For me, I'm just waiting. All right, so the 15 minutes going to come in close in the next 5 minutes. So that's interesting, right? So if the 15-minute candle could close somewhere around there, leaving a wick, that'll be good. All right, so here's the thing about GBPAUD. So the 5-minute did close below 181.035. So I actually executed a buy on the break of this low. So that was my execution right there. Here is actually still in. My stop loss is about 11 pips back in the range. 11 pips back in the range. It is a impulsive idea because a 5-minute close is something you have to be careful about. So if this current 5-minute candle starts retracing, going back in the range, I'll have to cut my losses down. I'll have to start cutting down my losses, sure. So I had placed a sell stop for any sort of huge fall, but eventually it hit my sell stop. It's working with the plan. So I've added this 5-minute close as my confluence. So let's see if GA is going to work. But I'm on the go for risk management. I'm on the go for risk management. I can definitely see there's higher potential of volume kicking in. We are 34 minutes away from London Open. So let's see what happens. So eventually, if this 15-minute candle closes below 181.035, that's the original confluence or bias to wait for, right? So eventually, maybe that's going to work. So let's just wait. So pending was around here for a heavy drop, but it's definitely hanging around that level. 5-minute has closed below 181 or 35. That's definitely adding to its confluence. So let's see what happens. So the spread activated it is 11 pips, somewhere around here, and my target's around here, 600. Let's see. Let's see if it's going to work. So Kennedy Mbugua says, how do you set your target? This is how you set your target, right? So you can base yourself in a simpler, higher time frame. So this could be your final target, and this is about 32 pips away. So I wouldn't leave a full position run all the way to 32, but I'll be securing throughout this maneuver. As soon as it reaches 10 pips, 8 pips, I will start securing. I'll start securing and leave the rest run in with break even. So that's my plan. And for the targets, obviously you can base yourself, for example, go into 1 hour, see a potential rejection area. This is a potential rejection area, right? So that could be your first target. So if you go into smaller time frame, you definitely see smaller targets, micro details about targets. So this again could be a potential target in 15-minute 180 600 level. And if you go into 5-minute, in 5-minute, definitely you see a lot of rejection there, a lot of rejection. But that is breakable with volume. The idea about 5 minutes rejection, you can definitely keep that in the back of the head. And if you see a sudden rejection from these levels, you can manage your position. But if there's a lot of volume, these sort of targets are easily achievable. So that's the case, right? If there's going to be a lot of volume in the market, definitely we can achieve this. Definitely. So let's see what happens. So if this 5 minutes starts going back to the open price of the previous 5-minute candle, I'm going to cut 50% of the position and let the 50% run. So I am going to start managing my position here in the terminal. That's my case. It's an impulsive position. Was not planning to take any impulsive position, but obviously, because it's a volume time, and if there's any potential volume coming in, adding to our confluence, the trade can play out. Let's see. For now, the candle is retracing back, so it has 20 seconds left for its close. So eventually, if this 15-minute candle closes below 181.035 level, that'll be a good thing. Let's see. It's retracing up, so this is when I'm cutting down 50% of the losses. 50% of my position close. This is where I close down my position. Sorry. Yep. So I'm going to let the 50% run. If it's going to hit my stop loss, I'm going to lose less than what I intended. And obviously, it's still playing out. Okay, it's still looking good. It definitely has a wick on the bottom. It closed above the support, above the key level. So I have to wait and see. Have to wait and see if this is going to play out or if it's going to hit my stop loss. If it's going to hit my stop loss, I've managed my trade. I have cleaner targets on the left-hand side, on the 15-minute on the downside. And let's see what's going to happen. An impulsive trade. Is it going to work out? What are the chances it's going to work out? Be careful. You need next 5-minute first wick up, then break previous low. That's correct. That's actually correct. Maybe the best choice would have been to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's see. An impulsive trade. An impulsive trade on GA. Anticipating volume here. Is it going to move down? What's happening? What's happening? Or is it gonna make some sort of similar rejection wick on the top before it heads down? What's happening in GA? It's very close to the stop loss. So the 2 hour is still open. 28 minutes left for its close. I think I'm going to close all the position here because I'm not comfortable. Should I close all of the position here? 27 minutes. 27 minutes. Let's see. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this 5 minute to close. If it's going to start breaking its own high, I'm going to close all of the position. That's just it. That's it. I cannot marry a simple analysis. I have to just get out of there. I've already cut down 50% of my position. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Is volume coming in or what's happening? Let's see. Let's see. Should I cut down the whole position right now? Should I, or wait for one more minute? One more minute. One more minute. Okay, we are moving. Should I give my trade a add up? Should I add position in it? What should I do? I'm just thinking here. Just thinking logically. I could add position back here. I could. But should I? I'm questioning myself. Should I actually add position? Okay, I have to wait. All right. Okay. Do I add position? Let's see. Let's wait for this 5 minute to close. So here's the thing, right? If this 5 minutes starts heading back in the range, I'm going to close all of the position then. Because there's no way I'm going to hold this position at that point in time. So if it's going to start heading down, I'm waiting to see how I can add position on it. So GA still is moving in our direction, which is good. All right, 10 more minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close. Interesting. It's very interesting because on the 30 and on 15-minute candle, the wick on the downside could have been a healthy rejection. Could have been a healthy retracement where the wick on the downside is letting the next candle pass through it easily, or it's actually giving ways or giving direction for the next candle to further fill. So wicks could mean two things, right? It could either mean it's actually rejecting the certain level, or it could actually suggest further way for the next candle to move in. So if it's suggesting a further path for the next candle to fill, that'd be great. So I'm just waiting to see if I can add any position here. Let's see. Let's just see. 10 pips. 11 pips. Okay, interesting. 189.60. Interesting, isn't it? 189.60. 189.60. 189.60. Interesting. 189.60. Okay. Looking to see if I can add positions. 189.60. Let's look at gold here. What is gold doing? Yeah, gold definitely moved up through the channel, man. Look at this. The price came back in the channel. There was a higher chance it could actually further move up. That's good. So there's these red lines here where my paper trade buy stopped. I was actually back testing something really interesting. So these red lines were my buy stop, paper trade buy stop, obviously, you know. So it's still moving up, which is interesting, very interesting. It's very interesting. 27 pips. Wow. 27 pips from my buy stop, paper buy stop, which is very interesting. It's going to further continue up. It's definitely going to further continue up. It's going to correct the Tokyo pump, and it's going to move up. It's definitely going to move up. So anybody who took a buy on the break of this 5 minutes high with volume, man, you are in it. You are in it. You're going to get a correction all the way up. That'll be nice. That'll be something really nice. All right, so I am still in this GA trade. So 50% of the position still in it. 15-minute hasn't broken the previous 15-minute low. I'm only waiting to see if this current 15-minute candle could actually break the previous 15 minutes low and then further head down. That way I could actually add my position back, my 50% of the closed position back. But until then, I'm waiting. I'm anticipating volume to kick in GA2. So if it's not there, man, it is what it is. So if this current 5-minute candle starts retracing, going closer to the previous 5 minutes open price level, I'm going to close all of my position then. Because recently price has been ranging, and what are the chances it's going to range one more time? There is a chance. There's a high chance because the market's not been giving anything. It's been acting really funny. So let's see. First thing, it has to break the previous 15-minute low, and looks like we are going to break. Looks like we are going to break the previous 15-minute low. We are moving slowly but surely to our target. Let's see what happens. Let's see. I haven't added back my position yet, because adding the position is not only a good point, is actually bad too, because you're actually exposing yourself more, right? So I'm just thinking how logically I can add it. So I have to wait for this hourly candle to close. 20 more minutes left. If this hourly candle, so the question we're going to ask this 30-minute and hourly candle is, if it's actually going to close below 181.035 level. If it's actually going to close below that level, there's a higher chance that we could get further continuation down, all the way down till this target, and correct this Tokyo pump. If we can correct this Tokyo pump, that'll be a good payday, man. That could pay us for the May's second week. Let's just wait and see. I haven't added back my position. Remember, it's an advanced concept about adding positions, adding your cut down position. So just waiting here. Just waiting. There's 4 more minutes left for this 15-minute candle to close. It's very interesting. So is this 15-minute candle going to do something similar to the previous 15-minute candle, where it retraces all the way up and leaves wick on the downside and lets the other candle feel it? What's going to happen? We're going to know in the next 4 minutes. And I am not hesitant in cutting losses, guys. In YouTube, guys, anywhere you're trading, have to be very sharp with cutting down losses. Very explosive. I love the idea of cutting down losses, sure. And just if you're not comfortable, just get out of the trade. That's just the idea. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in GA. Is the volume going to kick in? We need some sort of volume in GA. All right, let's look at gold at the same time. Man, gold was something, man. Definitely gold was something. Look at this. So these channels I drew worked out pretty well. Once price, so this, all this here, all this distortion is nothing. That was at the time of no volume. So if the Tokyo pump on the downside is being corrected, man, this price coming inside the channel, making support, breaking highs, this was the trade right here. That definitely was a trade on gold. So these levels were my buy stop. Oh, these were my paper trade buy stop. Paper trade buy stop. So it worked out too. So which is good. Which is good. Which is good. Because I absolutely want to see gold breaking this range and either move up or down. So my anticipation in gold is to see an upside move. So let's see what's going to happen. Wow, it's rejecting the top bit of the channel now. So interesting. Interesting. Okay, so this 15-minute candle is coming into close, right? This is very interesting because if this 15-minute candle in the next 2 minutes, if it's going to close back in the range, I'm not going to stay in this position anymore. I'm just going to close the whole position. 50% remaining. Going to close all of the position and I'm going to wait for a proper setup. That's what I'm going to do. And that way, this hourly is going to come into close in the next 16 minutes too. And eventually, if this hourly closes below this level again, this key level, that could be something nice. That could definitely be something nice. An impulsive trade with a 5-minute confluence on GA. That was the trade today. That was the trade today. Man, oh man. Yep, 5-minute doesn't look good. Just waiting. Just gonna let this trade breathe a little bit if it's gonna work. If not, I'm gonna close. Just waiting here. So what I'm gonna do is I would actually love some music here. Let's see if I can play some music. So that's nice. Alrighty. And we are just waiting. Twenty more seconds. So let's see if this 15-minute candle is going to close below or is it going to retrace back? That's the question I'm asking this current 15-minute candle. If there's any volume in the market, come on, it has to push down. Otherwise, I'm looking to see how I can cut down the losses short. Let's see. All right, so the 15-minute candle definitely closed below 181.035 level. It's still interesting because the previous 15-minute candle broke the previous 15-minute candle's low. This 15-minute candle's low, so which is good. Are we going to get a continuation on the downside or what's happening? Or is the next hourly going to continue further down? We have to see volume. Oh, Dotfic here says 5-minute not that ideal for currency pair, bro. That's correct. 5-minute is actually not correct. So that was sort of an impulsive pending. So what I saw was a potential volume, right? So I anticipated a volume push on the downside. So if there was a 5-minute candle, so breaking the low, and that was not a market execution. So this is the thing, right? That was actually a pending. I kept my pending here just in case for any sort of abrupt market fall. So if the market was going to fall down as the price was moving, I kept my pending there. And I was looking into gold, and as I was talking, the spreads activated my pending. And the price and the position is still running. Obviously, it's 100% running. It's not 100%. It's 50% running still. So that was the idea. That was not a market execution. That was an impulsive 5-minute break of the low and 5-minute candle close below 181.035 level. So it's very interesting. This is very interesting. Was anticipating this 15-minute candle to close below too. It closed above. The next 15-minute candle with a proper top wick broke the previous 15-minute candle's low, which is interesting because that is only telling us that, you know what, there's a higher chance the price could further continue down. So if there's going to be no volume around this time of the clock, maybe there's going to be volume in the London Open. So I'm still okay with it because I've cut down 50% of my volume and 50% is running. If it actually hits my stop loss, I'm okay with it. I'm actually okay with it. And I'm going to journal this trade. And I'm going to tell myself that, you know what? A 5-minute confluence was not enough. Definitely not enough. But the structure, for now, the structure definitely suggests that, you know what? There is a chance of price moving down. So if it's going to move down, it is what it is. You know, my anticipation of the price drop, it is what it is. So let's just see. So the hourly is going to close in the next 11 minutes. And as we've been asking this current 1 hour, is this current 1 hour candle going to close below this level? Is it actually going to close below or is it going to close above? What's happening? If it's actually going to close below, we have higher chance of price of the next hourly to further head down. But have to be careful. Have to be careful. 11 more minutes left. Is it going to close below or is it going to go above? What's happening? What's happening? Let's just see. So the 15-minute has 10 more minutes left for its close. It has made its top wick. The price structure in 15-minute is still very interesting. It's very interesting. A pending was activated and is still there with its 50% of the volume. So definitely cut down my loss there. Definitely cut down my loss there. Let's see what's going to happen. See what's gonna happen. Is this hourly gonna close below that level or what's gonna happen? Is the next hourly candle gonna further continue down, correcting this Tokyo pump? Let's just wait and see. Monthly estimate, okay. Japanese investor panic after the shocks tumble and BOJ does not buy ETFs. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Monthly estimate, okay. 47 minutes ago. 47 minutes ago. So that's about 410. 410. Let's see here. Okay, the estimate to have grown by 2.1 in the March. That's the monthly growth. Okay. It says positive things about GBP. About GBP. Okay, so the current 30-minute candle is back in the range. It has 8 more minutes left for its close. That's the close of the hourly too. So this is where I am closing all of my position right here. Right here. Not good, not comfortable. So we're gonna wait for the next push or next setup. Definitely structure for now. Suggest there are chances for sales. Obviously, for buys, we have to see candles break this high. Otherwise, it is what it is. Just waiting and waiting here. Obviously, gold was amazing, man. Gold moved with volume. Right after the Aussie market close, gold pushed with such a volume. The volume in gold was amazing. Very interesting. Gold's gonna move up. Gold is gonna move up. It's gonna correct what happened in the Tokyo market. Interesting. Interesting situation in pound AUD. Good morning, Mohammed in YouTube. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well. So there is literally no volume in the market at this time of the clock. No volume in the market. London sessions these days have been pretty dry. There's nothing much happening. Gold's been moving here and there, obviously. But man, pound instruments have been dry. It has been really dry. 5 more minutes left for this 30-minute candle to close. Interesting. And gold is correcting everything that happened in the Tokyo session. Interesting. 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 Four more minutes left for this hourly candle to close. Interesting. Is it going to retrace back, leaving a wick on the top for the next candle to fill on the gold, or is it going to just push? Is it going to pump all the way? Wow. This is something to be this is something to look out for. Look at this. When the 5-minute close back in the channel, candles started printing along this channel. Just started going bullish. And the support, so look at the support, bang, bang. Man, that was something to look out for, definitely. Definitely something to look out for. My GA alarms are setting off again. GA alarms are setting off. All right, so the 1 hour is going to close in the next 3 minutes. Is a delicate situation here in pound AUD. Is the candle gonna stay below 181.035? What's happening? 2 more minutes. So I definitely cut down my losses short, you know. Once candles started going against me, man, I was like, okay, the 5-minute confluence is not strong enough. So I just cut down my position right away.
Well, folks, it's time
And
to kick it old school.
50% of the position, again, I close it out once price started heading back in the range. So now, still there's probabilities for a sell in pound AUD. Just waiting to see if there could be any volume in the next 3 minutes. Because we're going to get London opening in the next 3 minutes. So the London market is opening in the next 2 minutes. Okay, that's interesting. Are we going to get a push down? So what am I going to do is, if this hourly candle is going to close below 181.035 level, that's going to suggest me that, you know what, there's still more bearish pressure. And the wick on the bottom of the hourly, if it's going to leave any wick on the bottom, is going to suggest me that, you know what, the next candle can further continue down. So if this current 1 hour candle closes ideally with a proper structure, I will be looking to see if the next hourly candle could retest 181.035 level, then start breaking the low for push on the downside and correction of this Tokyo pump. So that's something I'm going to look out for. Definitely still waiting for sales in GA. Okay, let's see what happens. This hourly close is going to be a major role in it. 10 more seconds. What's going to happen? Is this hourly going to close below 181.035? Or is going to close below? What's happening? This is interesting. I think it's going to close below. And it closed below. The current hourly is retracing up. So potentially, if there could be a healthy wick on the top, if you could retrace this and close the and break the low of the previous hourly, that could be a impulsive case here. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can actually do that. Very interesting. Waiting for sales in pound AUD with a proper confluence this time. So the hourly has closed below, suggesting us more bearish pressure. This current hourly has retested that 180.035 level too. This is perfect. Now this is actually perfect. If it's going to break the previous hourly's low, I'm going to put my pending a little bit lower than the low. Just give me a second. The price is rushing. All right, so I'm going to put my pending around there. If the spread's going to activate it, my stop loss like around 10 pips, 11 pips back in the range. So if it's going to further continue down, man, it is perfect. Let's see what's going to happen. We are not in it yet. We are not in it yet. Just waiting. Let's see. We are still waiting. Is the price going to push it further down? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening in GA? Very interesting. We are still waiting. So as long as this hourly, as long as this hourly candle makes a wick, then grab its liquidity, make a wick, and then stop heading down after. That'll be good, man. That will be good. That will be good. If it's gonna start breaking the previous hourly's low, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Just waiting. Just waiting. My pending is a little bit lower than the low of the previous 1 hour candle. So let's see what's going to happen. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen? Interesting. Is there any volume in the market? Any volume in the market? We are in the Tokyo, we are in the London market already. Let's see. 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 Let's see if this could be a good idea or not. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen here. Is the volume kicking in? Or is it dying? What's happening? So the hourly has finally closed below 181.035 level, providing a stronger confluence for sell. We just have to see this hourly doing a similar sort of rejection like the previous hourly candle. If it's gonna start, rejecting these vicinities, and gonna start breaking the low of the previous hourly candle, that could be good because this is the volume time, and we do know that around volume time, we definitely get pushes. So let's see if the Tokyo market push this push right here could be corrected. Let's see. Are we gonna break the low? We are waiting. We are just waiting here. What's gonna happen? What's going to happen? Let's see. We have to see the hourly doing a similar fashion rejection like the previous hourly candle. That way it'll be beautiful that way. All right, so the 4 hour is still bearish and seems as if it's leaving its wick on the bottom. It has 1 hour and 54 minutes left for its close, so that's interesting. So the current 2 hour, so the previous 2 hour obviously did establish a resistance here. Current 2 hour is moving up. This could be its liquidity grab before it starts heading down. So have to wait for that. Have to wait for the rejection from the top. That way it'll be much more clear for the price to head down if it's intending to head down. But man, oh man, just wait. Just wait. So the first trade managed the position. So I lost less than what I intended. That's the plan, right? That's the plan. The plan is capital preservation. If we can preserve our capital, that's it. So just waiting. Price also seems almost as if it's ranging, so the price right now is heading back in the range. We just need a rejection from this vicinity. So if this right here, if this is a range, This is some sort of range here in 5 minute, 15 minute. So the price has broken below, which is a good sign. We just need the candles, the next printing candles, to sort of leave this area. So if the wick formation on the top is suggesting us that, you know what, it's actually leaving the area and it could actually break the low of the previous 1 hour, there could be further sales. But again, the idea is a counter trend trade, so I have to be very careful because it's a counter trend trade and it's not a market execution. It's a trade relying on volume for price push and activation. You have to be on the go. For example, what if price taps your pending, activates your pending, and it starts moving up in your direction, in the opposite direction? You have to be on the go for your risk management. You have to set yourself some parameters. When it hits that level, you just cut your losses short, or you cut down your whole position or something. So have to be careful. So that's the anticipation here today. Let's see if that's going to help us in any sort of way. So the 15-minute candle is going to close the next 6 minutes. If this current 15-minute candle closes back in the range, the possibilities for sales are getting lower and lower. Okay? So if this 15-minute candle somehow rejects this range and starts heading down that way, we could get sales. But if this 15-minute candle closes back in the range, man, it's just looking ugly. It's just looking rangy, you know, and there's nothing in the market, honestly. So gotta be careful. I have put my pending there, so I am always on the go for my risk management. So that's just the case. So I have to be very careful. Waiting for 6 more minutes to tell me further more details about what GA is planning to do. Let's see. Let's just see it. Five minutes and 30 more seconds left. Let's see what's going to happen with our analysis here. Is the market just ranging? What's happening? So the 1 minute seems as if it's ranging, right? So the 1 minute chart is still ranging. So we need the price to break below this range too. Let's see what's going to happen. Because this is definitely a volume time. So if the volume is going to push the price somewhere, man, sales do look good. So let's just wait and see. Alright, so the 15-minute candle has still 4 more minutes left for its close. So the question we're going to ask this current bullish 15-minute candle is it going to close back in those dirty range? Or is it going to leave it and it's going to start heading down? What's happening? Because the wick on the top of this 15-minute candle is not just a wick on this 15-minute candle, but a wick on the current 1 hour candle, which is suggesting us that, you know what? It's actually rejecting that level. So if it's going to leave that level, all right, so this is an impulsive trade, right? So the pending is still there, waiting for the volume to push the price down. So the volume has to be in our side. If there's no volume, there's no trade. So just easy and simple. If there's volume and the price is intending to head down, man, everything is looking nice. The analysis is there. Analogy, a strong confluence is there. An hourly candle has closed below 181 or 35 level. Let's see if we can get that win. So giving the trade a second chance with stronger confluence and stronger bias. Let's see what's going to happen. So ideally, if this current 15-minute candle is going to close. So watch this. If this 15-minute candle, this 15-minute candle is going to close below this level, and that could suggest that, you know what, sales are still there. So we are just waiting. We are reading the market as it's happening. Look at this. This is beautiful. All right, this is actually beautiful. So we are not in any sort of trade yet. We are waiting. So what I'm going to do is potentially my stop loss now for the pending, I'm actually going to put it 1 or 2 pips higher than the high. That's what I'm going to do. So for my pending, my stop loss is going to be 1 or 2 pips higher than the wick on the top. Let's see if that's going to work. So just modifying my pending here. Let's see if the pending is going to be activated. So I'm 100% relying on the volume. If there's no volume, man, there's no trade. No volume, no trade. No volume, no trade. So as the candles are printing, I'm telling myself, I'm asking myself a question that, you know what? If this 15-minute candle, starts going back in the range, should I keep my pending there? Is it gonna make sense? Maybe no. If this 15-minute candle stays below 181 or 35 level, maybe the pending makes sense. Otherwise, I will even remove the pending. If it doesn't make sense, I'll just remove it. Simple as it. As simple as it is. So let's just wait for this 15-minute candle to close. Still, probabilities for sell are there. Just waiting. We have an hourly candle close as a confluence. It's good. It's good. Sorry. Is GA gonna push down with volume? What's happening, GA? Very interesting. So this is the thing, right? If you look at the 30-minute, the current 30-minute candle has also respected the previous 30-minute candle's high, which is good. So if the candles are deciding to head down, man, we need volume in our side. That's what we need. We need volume on our side. That's what we need here. Simple. Alright, so the previous 15-minute candle did close below 181 or 35 level, but closed bullish. So that's not looking 100%. That's not looking like a solid sell plan there. Have to see candles push down with volume, man. That's what I need to see. Need to see volume. So we are already 15 minutes in the London session. So is there some sort of volume coming in, or what's happening? What's happening? So if there's no volume, the pending is not going to be activated, man. It's going to be another ranging day in GJ. Another ranging day in gold. Another ranging day in... not gold. Well, technically gold did move up. So another ranging day in GA. That's what it's going to be. So 5-minute is still ranging there. Have to see candles breaking below for any sort of volume. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. Man, oh man. May is still setting up. There's no fluent moves in May here. May's London session, pretty dry. Pretty dry, have to say. Pretty dry. So if there's no volume right now, when is the likely volume time? What's the next likely volume time? Probably around the end of Tokyo session. So in the next hour and 42 minutes, maybe we're going to get some sort of volume in the market. So still the sales are looking probable because an hourly candle has closed below 180.035 level. If that's something price is intending, well, we just need a rejection from this range and volume to come in, right? So we need the volume on our side. That's what we need, a volume in our side, some sort of volume in our side. Just waiting. Just waiting. There's literally no volume in GA. So gold was the buy. Definitely missed out on it, but it is what it is. Gold, once this 5-minute candle started closing in this channel above this resistance, 5-minute was giving out the trade. So that was good. Continued all the way up till the top of the channel, and even furthermore, 42 pips. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Gold is going back in the range. Gold is going back in that range. Man, I would ideally want to see price closing above these dirty ranges, you know, that way there could be a clear buy there. Man, gold, GJ, GA, come on, GJ is in that blank range. GJ is actually in that range. It's doing nothing. GJ is doing nothing. Man. Definitely staying away from GJ for some time. I've set my alarm below 153,500 and 153,300 levels. So once price starts breaking these levels, man, I'll be interested. I'll be interested to. But let's see what happens. All right, so in this current hourly candle, the first half candles been retracing up back in the range, maybe potentially grabbing its liquidity. So to add confluence to our trade pending here, So the pending trade here, this could be a liquidity grab and a similar fashion rejection like the last 30-minute candle. So it could be doing a similar rejection like this. Or if it's actually going back in the range, man, there's no trade. Honestly, in this range, there's literally nothing. There's nothing anybody should be looking for. So I'm not going to trade in this range, not at all. Once price starts breaking this low, maybe that's something to look out for. But I have to be careful. I have to be very careful because trading in the range could be very painful. So I want to avoid all the pains here. So halfway throughout this hourly candle, we've been retracing up, grabbing liquidity. So if that liquidity grab is valid, if that's going to push the price further down, this is the next, this is the volume time. So we're just waiting for some sort of volume to kick in, you know, obviously. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see what's going to happen. See, the 5-minute is still ranging. If you look at the 5-minute, 5-minute is still in a range. The pending is just waiting. Look at this. This could be a 5-minute range. So there's no trade there. Once price starts breaking these lows, maybe sells do look good. So the pending is waiting. Pending is still waiting. So we got 6 more minutes for this current 15-minute candle to close. So, all right. So if this 15-minute candle is going to close a bullish, that could tell us that, you know what, possibilities for sells are getting lower. And that could tell us that, you know what, price is just back in the range and it's ranging. It's actually not fun commenting around price ranges, to be honest, guys. On YouTube, guys on Zoom, to talk about ranges, man, it's just not nice. Price ranging is like no action, and commenting no price action is like, come on, man, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? If there actually was an indicator that could tell you that, you know what, today is a ranging day, man, I wouldn't even show up to the charts. I would just have a rest, take it easy, you know. I wish there was an indicator that could tell us today is going to be a ranging day in London, or today is going to be a ranging day in New York. That way, I would just I would just enjoy my day. But this right here, price ranging is, come on, it's like zero confluence, zero volume, zero, come on, zero fun, dude. GA, this is not fun. Looking at ranges, but it's part of the training. At the end of the day, it's part of the trading. So all right, 4 more minutes. So we are 25 more minutes. We are 25 more minutes. We are 25 minutes in the London market. Look at this. Because of this ranging market, I am bored. I'm honestly bored. All right, Kennedy Mbugua says no sells for GA. Yeah, not yet. Not yet. No sales yet, my friend. For any sort of sales, we have to first see candle breaking the low. It obviously has its top wick, and the wick on the top definitely suggests us that, you know what, there is a higher chance price could further head down because it's rejecting this range. It doesn't want to stay in the range. So if it's actually rejecting the range, the wick does add a confluence. We just need some sort of volume on our side. If there's no volume, no trade. Literally no volume, no trade. So if the price starts breaking the low, the pending down here could be activated, and that could give us some sort of pips today. But just waiting, you know, obviously for now the structure in GA seems more probable for sales. So once price starts breaking the low, man, oh man, it's Gonzua. It's a Gonzua. Treat me this way. Why you wanna treat me this way, GA? Treat me this way. Hello, morning friends. Hello, morning. Shadow Zero says hello. Hello, my friend. How's it going? All right, so the probabilities of GA sales, we have to see candle closing in our direction. It definitely has grabbed its wick on the liquidity wick on the top. So if this liquidity wick could suggest us that, you know what, it's going down, we just need a candle close in our direction, and man, oh man, the volume can definitely pay us today. So let's just wait and see. All right, so it has 1 more minute left for its close. So the worst case scenario this 30-minute candle could close as is a dodgy candle. If this 30-minute candle is going to close like a dodgy candle, man, that's the worst. Come on, I actually don't want to be next to any dodgy candle. So the pending is still there. The pending hasn't activated yet. We are just waiting. Man, oh man, it's just waiting and waiting. 31 more minutes left for this hourly candle to close, and 1 more minute left for this 30-minute candle to close. If it's gonna close dodgy, man, come on, GJ. I don't know why you have to treat me this way. That song was dedicated for GA. Definitely GA. Let's play the song one more time. This is for GA. Come on, GA. All right, so the 30-minute candle definitely closed bearish. So there's still chances for sales. The pending is still waiting there. I'm still waiting. All right, in relation to the volume, if you look at the candle's size in GA, it almost seems as if a bearish volume is dying. So if you look at the candle sizes, look at the candle size. What do you see when you look at this? Oh. What do you see when you look at this, and this? It seems almost as if the volume is dying, right? So in relation to volume, this doesn't suggest anything good, man. Come on, GJ. It has to do a similar sort of rejection like the previous candle. If this current 30-minute candle does something similar to this and starts heading down, breaking the lows, with anticipation, with volume, that could be something nice. But man, GA is just breaking my heart. It's not moving in any sort of ideal way. Come on, it's forming bearish candle, but in relation to volume, it's very small. So what's happening? Is the volume coming in, or come on, GA, what's happening, my mate? Or so the 5 minutes seems rangy. So if this 5-minute range, if the price is gonna leave this 5-minute range right here, that would be good. If the price could leave that range And for the retest one more time, head down. That'll be good. That'll be good. All right. And are we in? Are we in? No, we are not yet. We are not in yet. So the current 1 hour is looking ideal for further continuation down. But we have to ask ourselves, is this a volume time? What is this time? This is almost like a volume time, but we haven't seen any spikes here. We haven't seen any sort of spikes. Man, dude, come on. So what's happening? The pending is still there. The pending is still there. So this is the case, right? We gave our trade one try over here with one impulsive pending. The trade actually seems all right because it's actually still running, right? Because we just closed it. I just closed it earlier because I was not comfortable. But when you look at it, man, it's actually heading down. So if this pending order is going to be tapped, I'm going to be on the go for risk management. I'm just going to close. Because honestly, this range price is just hanging around that range. I don't like that idea. I honestly don't like this idea here. I don't like that idea. My pending is still there. It's just hanging around there. I just need volume to activate it. So if my pending is going to be activated and if the price starts retracing back, I'm just going to close the whole position, man. Come on. All right, so I'm going to head to the toilet and come back in a few seconds. And we are back one more time. We are back. All right, so my friend Mohammed says, just a question, AUD has correlation with gold. If AUD is strong, also gold is? Well, that's an interesting question. So actually, this is something I have tested before. So I'll tell you what is, go into FX book and check if gold is correlating with AUD USD. So that way you can see if today's market is actually correlated. So it says 80% of correlation to the price of gold, right? AUD USD. So if AUD is strong, that could affect gold's price. Definitely could. So the correlation is actually mad. I'll show you guys. So I went into my FX book, and when I saw this correlation, I was like, wow. And professional traders, they do look at the correlation too. So look at this. Oh my god. Ads. Look at this. So the correlation is mad, man. This is mad correlation. And there's a negative correlation too sometimes. But look at this. There are times when it's correlating. Almost 50, 60, 90%. Wow. So that could affect the price. If AUD is strong, that could. Interesting, isn't it? In a weekly basis, if you look at it, The correlation is also in a cycle. Look at this. Around November, midway November, high correlation. Man. And the correlation just going to negative. And we are back again. And the correlation's going all the way down now. So what's happening? Is it a cycle? So, man. But don't just depend on the correlation 100%. Just add that in your list as a confluence. You know, I would say add that as a confluence. I wouldn't depend on the correlation 100%. I would depend on my analysis, price action, any fundamentals that are coming close by. That'll be something to look out for. But yeah, look at this. The correlation is in a cycle. Look at this. Check it out yourself. Go to MyFX book and check out the correlation. This is pretty sick stuff here. Look at this. And you can actually add other currency pairs too. So I did this a long time ago. But definitely helps as a correlation. Definitely helps as a confluence. So Jamil is saying, still in the gym, you still in the trade. Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for this pound AUD to activate my pending. But man, it's just ranging. It's ugly. So the 5-minute range on the top, it left this range. It started making another smaller range here. We need a volume driving the price somewhere. Otherwise, there's nothing. But I'm still expecting the price to fall down in GA. And it looks cleaner too. On the 15, on the 30, definitely looks cleaner. So analysis is sell, so just waiting. 110% waiting. Pending is still there. Yeah, man, this GA is still in that 5-minute range. It's not leaving that range. We have to see price leaving that range. Come on. Come on, GA, my mate. Come on. Come on. Come on now. Ba, 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 ba. All right, so the current 1 hour is leaping down slowly. Right, it has a top wick on the top. Look at this. So the wick on the top could suggest us that, you know what, that is a potential rejection or a liquidity grab. So if it's actually planning to leave this range, man, hourly is looking ideal. But we definitely need some sort of volume. If there's no volume, no trade. Definitely, for real. 100% real. If there's no volume, no trade. So for this pending to activate, I need some sort of volume in the market. Maybe we're gonna get the next volume here in the market in the next hour and 18 minutes. Let's see. Man, oh man. Are we gonna get some sort of volume in the market? What's happening? What's happening? Oh, and my pending is activated. Okay, so this is interesting because this hourly is coming into close, and this hourly candle is looking ideal for any sort of further push down. Like, look at this. This hourly candle is still open. We have one confluence here, so this is the second trade of the day. So I'm gonna be very cautious of my risk. If the trade is gonna go against me, I'm gonna cut down my loss. I'm gonna close the whole position and just manage it that way, because I need some risk left for New York session, right? But we do have confluence. This 1 hour candle closing below 181.035 was one of the confluence. This current 1 hour candle with a liquidity wick on the top is adding another confluence in it. So if the price is going to drive with volume, this is the ideal candle, this current hourly candle. If it's going to start retracing back, I'm going to cut my position right there. So okay, I'm going to get into my terminal and get ready to cut down any sort of yep, that's my plan. Just waiting to see what's happening. Okay, 15-minute is still bearish. Okay, let's see how this 15-minute candle closes. If this 15-minute candle is going to go back in the range, man, I'm just going to cut down my position, maybe half at a time, and that's how I'm going to do it, because there's literally no volume. See, this is an ideal situation. If this was something happening in a regular day in the in London session with a volume time, man, this is an ideal place to take a sell. But man, come on. London session has been so dry, honestly, so dry. How is this 15-minute candle going to close? How? The question is how. So the 30-minute is still bearish. 1 hour is still bearish. It's lurking down slow. It has broken the previous 1 hour's low. Has a liquidity wick on the top. Has good signs. It definitely has good signs. Need to see this 15-minute candle close first, and that way I can decide. That way I can definitely decide. Let's see. Okay. Okay. And come on. The price is heading back to the 5-minute range. My pending has been activated. I am still waiting. Come on. GA is giving a lot of hopes here. Just needs some sort of volume, man. If there's volume, this is the best. This is one of the ideal situations to take sells. And again, it's a counter trend, so I have to be careful. I am very careful here. Let's see. Let's see what happens here. We just need volume on our side. The structure is there. We need a volume in our side. A GA, come on. GA, my friend. What's happening, GA? We need volume in our side. we need volume in our side. Is GA pushing down? What's happening? Come on, GA. Come on, come on, come on, GA. Let's go. We need a volume in GA. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. Let's push it, mate. Let's push it, mate. Let's go. Is the volume gonna push the market? Come on, 12 more minutes. So this is the thing, right? This is one thing that happens around the close. So if this hourly is coming to a close, there's two things that can happen. Either this candle, it can retrace all the way back, leaving a wick on the downside for the next candle to further fill, or it can actually push further down if there's any volume coming in at this hour. So if there's any volume coming in, man, we may get the push down. I just need 10 pips. 10 pips and I am securing some profit. Come on, come on. This is an ideal situation for sell. We just need volume in our side. Current 1 hour has a liquidity wick on the top, has broken the previous 1 hour's low. And if this Tokyo market is being corrected by any chance, man, that will be good. That will be good. 2 hours is looking ideal as well. Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen here. 13-minute is sort of rejecting the downside. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening. Is volume coming back in the market? What's happening? Is volume coming in the market? So the 5-minute is getting back in the range, man. This is not good at all. This is not looking good at all, to be honest. So my stop loss is above the 1 hour top wick. And if the 1 hour is retracing and coming back, so this is the thing, right? If this current 1 hour closes back in this range above 181.035, there is clearly no sells. There's clearly no sells. Clearly no sells. But man, this structure is so probable for sell. So what's happening? Price is just ranging. Man, May's second week hasn't been paying a lot. Hasn't been so predictable. It's been very unpredictable, to be honest. The structure seems one thing and the market does another. So that's very interesting. So it has been a risk managing sort of a session. So that's very interesting. And the 5-minute has closed back in the range. Oh man, oh man. Man, oh man. I want to wait for this hourly candle to close. So I'm waiting for 9 more minutes. I can definitely cut my losses short. Definitely cut my losses short. But man, I'm just waiting here. And it's going to hit my stop loss. It's going to hit my stop loss. It's going to hit my stop loss. Man, oh man. Come on. Come on, mister. Come on, GA. And looks like GA has stopped me out here. Not good at all. Not good at all. 2 losses in a row. Come on, man. Come on, dude. Anyways, it is what it is. So GA was adding confluences on confluences for a sell. Obviously, no volume, price came back in the range. This is not good at all. Not good at all. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to call it a day, and I'm not going to overtrade today. So the 2 trades, and I'm done. That was it. That was it. All right, so the prices in GA are pumping up, which is good. So if we could get any sort of price close above 153,980 for any buyers out there, man, they can take it. I'm just gonna stay out of the market now. This is enough for me. Just enough. Just enough. So no volume, no trade. That's that was it. No volume, no trade. Definitely no volume, no trade. I'm gonna wait for the prices. Like in GJ, I'm gonna wait for the price to close below like 153,980. So if the candles are gonna close below these, above these levels, are gonna break these levels, then only I'm gonna look for any sort of trade. So it's almost as if today has been a risk management day. The second trade, I couldn't manage the risk, man. I was letting this 1 hour candle breathe. I was letting this 1 hour candle breathe, but it stopped me out. 100% stopped me out. 2 trades taken. The first with a impulsive pending. Didn't work out. Closed position with less loss than intended. Second position taken with all of the confluence added after the hourly candle close. Hourly candle close and started grabbing its liquidity. Now the price has reversed and is back in the range. So ideally in GA2, if anybody is looking to take buys above the break of this high, could be something a valid idea. So for any sort of buys, a break above could be something to look out for. But I am out of any sort of trade, man. I am just going to relax, call it a day, because I had 2 losses in a row. So this is definitely going to impact me psychologically, right? So I have to ease out and tell myself that, you know what? London has been ranging. So if it's ranging after some time, after the cycle ends, definitely we're going to get some volume, right? Until then, I'm just off from market. Nothing attracting for me. Nothing attractive. So kind of just have to take it easy. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. Gold was the trade. Definitely gold was the trade. Man. Right after this 5-minute close back in the channel, with all these supports above these resistance, that was an ideal trade. On the break of the high, that was it. That was actually it. Wow. Interesting. 980. And this, come on, this day has been another ranging day. Gold definitely did the move, so missed out on gold. Pound yen is again back in the range. Everything is back in the range. Come on. So have to preserve the capital. Definitely this is going to be the number one thing to do. Preserve the capital. Prices are moving in direction very slow, ranging here and there, stopping people out. So this is not something good. Prices structure may look promising, but man, if you look at the smaller time frame, you can definitely see that, you know what, price is ranging. So there's literally nothing. Can you believe it? Literally nothing. So I'm just backtesting something in gold and it's working. So I have to backtest this a couple more time and that'll be good. Couple of more time, that will be good. Couple of more time. Let's see if I can make this work. Man, if I can make this work, that'll be good in gold. Let's see. Just waiting. Seven. Seven. 1. 5 minute 5 1. 1. Wow, gold is just ranging. Look at this, price is now falling down. Was showing some promising correction at the Tokyo market pump, and it's just falling down. Man, interesting. Alrighty, so what's happening in the market? One more time, looking at gold. Looks like the current 4-hour is heading down after that liquidity grab. So this is pretty interesting. Price is just coming back in the range. After all of its maneuver, it's just coming back in the range every time. So this maneuver, price is just coming back in the range every time. So are we going to get any sort of break below or above? Man, what's happening? Prices are just exhausting. Market just exhausting. We have to see some sort of break. All right, pound AUD, look at this. Look at pound AUD. The trade is still in our direction. We have closed already. See, it was so promising. It gave us confluences. But man, counter trend with no volume definitely didn't work out. So I'm gonna note this out, and I think I'm gonna call it a day in the next 2-3 minutes. I'm just gonna take a break, and I'm just gonna relax. So maybe the next volume time is gonna be in the next 54 minutes. From next 10 to next 40, 54 minutes, you know, if you could get some sort of volume in, that'd be good. But GA, come on, GA, man, it just broke my heart. GA definitely broke my heart. Gold was the trade, but gold is falling down one more time. And I literally want to take my hands away, far, far away from the market right now. Don't want to stay anywhere closer to the market. Man, gotta be careful, really careful, to be honest. Yeah, man, there's literally nothing for me here in the market. Nothing for me. I don't like the market. I'm gonna let the May set up and gonna show up when it's gonna move up, man. Honestly, not good. Not pretty. May's market not pretty at all. This is not good. But anyways, man, thank you for coming, guys on the YouTube. Make sure you guys are very safe. Stay away from this dirty market. Be alert and don't overtrade. All right, if you got losses, call it a day. If you got profits, call it a day. Have a beautiful day. Take it easy. And I will see you guys in the next session, in the next day. Thank you, Ricardo, my friend, for coming in. Thank you so much for showing all the support and love. Thank you, the YouTube guys, as well. If you guys have any question in the next 1 minute, if you ask me, I can help you with it. Otherwise, man, we can call it a day. And we'll come back. We'll show up the next day with a lot of energy and calm sort of approach to market. Because obviously, market's been ranging and it's been hitting us hard, right? It's been hitting us in a very awkward situation. So anyways, we will come back. We will show up to the markets and we will see what we can do. Until then, have a beautiful day. Stay away from the dirty market. That's all I can say. Take it easy and best of luck. Don't overtrade.